Hello, good morning. Figured I'd make another video. I don't know if I'll post this yet, but we'll see. I came across a great article. Just put in my calm meditation music. And it's more like a quiz, an empath quiz to see if you're an empath or not. I'm just pulling it up. All right, so what is an empath? It gives a description here, but an empath is somebody who feels what everyone else feels, the energy around them. So we all can be empathetic, but because of negativity, because of things in life, because of life, we might put a block to block that. But some people can't help it. Even if there's challenges, they still are so empathetic. They want the greater good for everyone, mankind, for themselves. Just feel like crap when they're around people who feel like crap. That's how I feel. You literally get sick sometimes. I would literally get sick. If somebody's feeling a headache, I could feel a headache. If somebody's feeling anything, I could feel it. So that's part of my life, being an empath. Now, empaths, a lot of times they like to be alone to find that peace because being with somebody else, they're not going to find that peace at all. It's like we're aliens from another world. All right, so 30 of the more common traits. So empaths just know things automatically, just know things. So that's something I can relate to lots of times. I just know things. People are like, how do you know? Well, we're super smart because we just feel everything, my opinion. Being in public places can be overwhelming. I know, for example, I have gone to a supermarket one time and I couldn't even bear to go in the supermarket because I already knew what I was going to deal with. Like I already just knew, I had that feeling what it was going to be like when I got there. I got some anxiety. I just had to leave right away. I just was not trying to go in there. There was no way I was going in that supermarket. So I literally was at the parking lot needing to go to the supermarket, excited to go to the supermarket, but no way was I going to go in that supermarket once I was like right up there. I seen how many cars were there. I just was not going to have it. I just knew I was not going to do it. Number 3, feeling others' emotions and taking them on as your own. That's 100%. Doesn't matter who's around. I want to make sure they're okay. That's why it's good to not be around anybody because everybody got problems and a lot of people don't want to handle them on their own. So that's a problem of being an empath. Number 4, watching violence, cruelty, tragedy on TV is unbearable. Sometimes I'll like watch something, like I want to know what's going on, but then I'll see it and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to see this. I can't even watch this. Especially like beheadings. I've seen like, it's like you turn away, but it's like you want to see. Yeah, I go through that. So we might avoid it altogether. That's something that's happened to me. Um, Number 5, you know when someone's not being honest. So we're just so like waiting. Like, are you really being honest or not? We read very deep into things, into everything. Number 6, picking up physical symptoms off another. I spoke about this. I didn't even read this before, but everything that's coming up, it's like things I say. Things I say because I'm an empath. Picking up physical symptoms off another. And that's not a good thing. Sometimes if somebody says I'm sick, I'm getting a cold, I already could feel like I might be getting that. Like it's like you're opening up your aura. You're opening up your spirit, your soul, allowing all that to be soaked up. Energy is contagious. For empaths, it's difficult to not let somebody else's feelings affect you. Let's see. Digestive disorders and lower back problems. So when we're depressed, like for example, I can relate to the digestive problems because we're so stressed. We're not paying attention to what we're eating. We're just kind of going with the feeling. Somebody's here eating a burger. Oh, I want a burger. Knowing that the bread and the meat may not be the best option. Lower back problems, taking on people's pain, responsibility. That's all in the lower back. Let's see. Always looking out for the underdog. That's, if I had to pick, I'd pick the underdog because I want to root for the person who's not winning. We all need to win. Number 9. Others will want to offload their problems onto you, even strangers. This happens to me a lot. It's like this is the field I chose. This is the field that makes me comfortable, is helping other people. But it seems like everywhere I go, there's always someone to help. Always someone to help. Yes. Number 10, constant fatigue. I'm always tired. I've had friends get upset with me because I'm always tired. But how can you not be when you're dealing with lower energies? It's like you're not into that. That's not what you want. You want peace. And people want to like party and drink their life away and do everything else. It's like you're not really there. You're not feeling that. Number 11, addictive personality. So being addicted to drugs, sex, alcohol, just being addicted to anything, love, anything that feels good. It's very addicting, especially when you're an empath. It's like you want more of that feeling that you can only really get being by yourself, or if you have like the perfect, wonderful partner to make you feel at peace, who understands you. Let's see. And drinking and smoking and all that. Any addictions that you have, it's to block the other negative that's coming at you. So if you're an empath and you don't drink and you don't smoke, you might have a partner that you're addicted to. Something makes you feel so good. It could be reading cards. Like this is I've always loved it. It's become an addiction. Literally, I love cards. It's like I have to go to them. Even if I weren't doing this, I'd be doing this on my own. So addictive personality to anything that makes you feel good. Helping others makes me feel good. So that's addicting. So this is a perfect way to balance the scales. Can help people out and be on my own. All right, so number 12, drawn to healing. Look at that. Helping other people. There we go. Holistic therapies, stones, metaphysical, tarot, any tangible items, sage, just healing, just feels good. Holistic healing. All right, number 13 is creative. So empaths, you need an outlet. You need, definitely, if you're an empath, you want something to do, something that would allow you to be creative. I'm so sorry for my voice. It's literally like not even 6 in the morning. But wake up each day. Thank the Lord. Praise God for another day. Praise life, spirit for another day. And if you like to sing, sing. If you like to dance, dance. If you like to read cards, read cards. Do what you love, what makes you feel good, what allows you to be creative. See this here, I can speak. It's an art. It's an art to be able to interpret music, to interpret messages, to interpret anything. It's an art form. All right, now, number 14, love of nature and animals. I can totally relate to this. People are draining, where oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, animals are soothing. Animals are soothing. Nature is soothing. The best feeling I had this week would have been on Sunday, grounding myself, taking my shoes off, plodding my actual feet to the ground, breathing in that fresh air. It was amazing. It was almost as amazing as the birds chirping, like I just heard. This meditation really helps, meditation music. So it's like you read, you meditate, you think. Meditation is being in thought, sometimes clearing out your thought. There's different forms of meditation. But meditation is very good for an empath. Necessary for an empath. Or else they're going to be drinking, smoking, doing a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, so 15 is need for solitude. That's self-explanatory, being alone, away from all the negative energy. Number 16, gets bored or distracted easily if not stimulated. This has a lot to do with being, for me, for being an empath. I feel like I have ADD. I'm from one thing to another, to another, to another. I love so much. I want to take care of it all. And I'm not just focused on one thing, forgetting about everything else. So it's important to multitask and try to help any and every way we can. So it's always looking for something to do. Work, school, home, making sure it's all balanced, it's all taken care of. It's important. Necessary. Okay, so the next one is find it impossible to do things they don't enjoy. So this is true. I mean, but anybody, with anybody, you're not gonna want to do something you're not enjoying. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta love this topic, or you're not gonna listen. Gotta hit home. And sometimes we live in a lie because we want to help so much that we'll do things even though we really don't want to do it. And again, I've said this before. This would leave unresolved emotion. This would leave, I'm looking for the right word, resentment. That's the right word. You can leave resentment. Not doing something that you don't want to do is like resentment. Say you're in a relationship and you don't want to be in that relationship. You can hold resentment. It's like it builds up resentment. Like, oh, I'm here and I don't really want to be here. I'm just doing this just to do this, not because I really want to do this. When you do something and it's not really because you want to do it, you have an ulterior motive, or someone else needs you to do something and you feel like you're being taken advantage, that stress is going to mount up. That resentment's going to build up. So yeah, definitely I'm learning to be less passive because I'm so passive. I'm learning to be not aggressive because when we get overwhelmed, when we feel that resentment, like we're doing something, we tend to lash out, like totally lash out. So it's better to just be assertive, not aggressive. That's something I'm learning right now, is how to say, no, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Because being passive is, yes, I'll do it. Oh my goodness, yes. That's what I'm used to. No, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to be aggressive. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's aggressive. No, I'm just not going to do that. It's finding that happy balance, finding that medium. I'm being assertive. That's my practice for this week. That's what I have to work on. All right, so strives for the truth. An empath always needs to live by truth, live by God. It's like the seed is in them. The seed of God, the Spirit of God is in them. They know it. They try to tell everybody that. People don't understand the sense of responsibility to be an empath. It's like you feel like you have to absolutely do things the right way, or it's not aligning with yourself, with your true self. Okay. Always looking for answers and knowledge. As long as I can remember, since I was a little girl, I used to always ask my mom, why? Why is the stars up so high? Why is there a moon? Why is there a sun? Why? Everything has always been a why. And I read deep into things. It's not just like, oh, well, because the sun just is. Well, why is the sun, why is it just like that? Like, we just need to know it all. As much information as we can it's important for us to be smart and to know a lot. Number 20, there's 30, so there's 10 more. Number 20 is likes adventure, freedom, and travel. Empaths are free spirits. So for rules, for example, I always say people, nobody likes rules unless you tell them why. And this goes for a child or to an adult, because I feel like even adults, till the day that we die, we're still God's children. Ultimately, we don't know it all. Till the day we die, we're learning. So, yeah, knowing it all, trying to learn it all, trying to find all the answers. But sometimes it's like overload, so we need a break. We need to meditate, step away, clear our thoughts, don't think at all. Okay. The next one is likes, let's see, that one's actually likes adventure, freedom. Yep, free spirit. I mentioned that. 21, arbors clutter. It makes an empath feel weighed down and blocks of or flow energy. So I, for example, I switch my apartment all around all the time. Right now, I just switched my apartment again, like a few days ago. Completely, the living room, I had it like a L shape. I had the small couch this way, long couch this way, TV in the middle. Now I have both like this. One couch, they're parallel. So, and then usually I'll have the coffee table in the middle. No, I put it off to the side. It's like I need the energy flow to be a certain way. I need things to be constantly moved. This is all going to be moved. Eventually, everything's going to be moved. I was even thinking of moving, sitting it here and putting it like this so you can catch more of my beautiful dream catcher that I love so much. So that's that. But yeah, energy flow is very important. Removing the clutter. My whole theme is, for now, this period is organizing my life. That includes paperwork. That includes everything. Planning ahead. Organization is my everything right now. Organizing my life, feeling good about it, getting that new energy flow to come in. Next, I have loves to daydream. Daydreaming is so important. My physical world could be in not an ideal situation. I, for example, might be with somebody who doesn't treat me right, let's say, doesn't do, isn't the man for me, let's say, for example. But my mind is in my thoughts. My mind is in my thoughts. That's so funny. Is that an oxymoron? Somebody help me out with these I love vocabulary, so don't feel bad to help me out. But daydreaming is so wonderful because you can just literally leave your mind, picture the best situation, especially if you have someone in mind. You can smile all day, like because you know something. You know something, you'll smile. It'll carry on with you all day. And it's just like in your thoughts. Sometimes your thoughts are better than reality. So I like daydreaming because your thoughts, you can create and make them as wonderful as you'd like. Whereas reality is tough. Life is hard. Nothing's ever perfect. Life is work. You better work. All right, so finds routine, rules, control, imprisoning. Anything that takes away their freedom is debilitating to an empath, even poisoning. So we can't be controlled. I mean, we can, but we have to feel a little freedom. I worked in a very controlled environment. The banking, the largest bank, customer service, monitor all calls. And I needed a little bit of freedom. Sometimes they'd come and you can hear your voice. Like it's like they're listening to you. So it's like, oh man, they're listening. They're really controlling me now. But I learned to be okay with criticism. Everything in life can be better. Everything in life can be better. So don't feel the need to control everything, because you're never going to be able to control anything. But we don't like control. We need to be free, to be creative. I liked having the right heart, kept me in that job for 9 years, because I was an empath, because I was so emotional and feeling, wanted to help everybody, wanted to make sure everybody was safe and secure. It's a good job, really great benefits. So why not stay there? Taking care of myself, taking care of everybody else. But as an empath, when things are overwhelming, not for everybody else, but for myself, that's when I said, I have to take a break. Whether it's like you lash out. You don't care anymore, because it's like mounting stress. So you want to make sure, if, for example, if you have a bad job, if you're in a tough job right now, you might want to leave that job and find, or do not, maybe not leave the job right away, because I know I couldn't, nobody could tell me to leave that job. That was something I wanted to do. But find a passion. I started reading cards long before I left the bank, or the bank left me, whatever. It was a mutual understanding at this point. Stress will do that. But anyways, moving to the next card. Um, so finding routine, it's a good thing to have a routine. Having control of your own life. Not having somebody control you, but you having control. That's wonderful for anybody, not just an empath. We can all be empaths. It just blocks negativity. I feel like we all are. We just have blocks. All right. So number 24, prone to carry weight without necessarily overeating. Stress causes cortisol. Cortisol causes belly fat. That's a commercial. I remember that all the time. I Lipozene. I would always see these commercials. Um, I'm overweight, as you can see. I mean, here you can see it a little bit. Pretty, yes, but overweight, yes. And it's not necessarily that we eat a lot. It's like mismanagement of time, of thought. That's what that's about, in my opinion. So I was sitting at a desk all day eating, eating, eating. I didn't get up. By the time I got out, I wanted to like just leave and go home and go cook and go eat, go drink, go do all of that. And it's not that I do that a lot, but that's what I would want to do when I go home, or when I'm sitting down at the desk all day, munching on snacks. I did lose weight. I remember I lost 70 pounds in 1 year, but that was because by that time, I decided I had enough of overindulging, and I wanted control of my own life, my own weight, my own body. So I would get up, I'd get on the Wii, I'd start watching what I ate, started going to the gym. 70 pounds 1 year later, 70 pounds less. From 250 to 170. Actually, I was 240. I was 250 when I had my son. I was 240 when I started my weight loss journey. I mean, that's always been. That's just at that time, that was after my son. My weight loss journey after my son. All right, so this is getting a little lengthy, this video. So I think anybody who's watching, this is awesome. If you're watching, let me know. It's a wonderful thing. And I know even if nobody's watching this now, my son will watch this later. Or when I'm gone, people would love to watch. People miss you when you're gone. Being gone is so close, yet so far. We're lucky if we get 50 years. We all gotta go. So this is just a little memory that I'm leaving here. This is so awesome I could do this. This is exciting. I would recommend you do a video if you can. Even if you think nobody's watching. You might have one person compelled to watch and stays there. Somebody might be called to your message. All right, so the next one is intolerance to narcissism. So there's a certain point in life, there's levels to this ish. There's a certain point in life where you're tired of dealing with other people. You're not going to be dealing with somebody who's all about themselves. If they're about themselves, you can go do that somewhere else. You don't need that around you. In the beginning, it's a hard lesson, because we are all born from spirit, which is naturally understanding, forgiving, loving, wonderful. And then we go through things in life that mess us up. So we're not so forgiving. We're not so thankful and trusting and positive. So this is easy for an empath, is to be intolerable at some point after. You're not going to tolerate it. Any narcissism. People who are all about themselves. First we care, and then that's it. We're done. All right. The next one is the ability to feel the days of the week. So you get the Friday feeling, you get the Tuesday feeling, the Monday feeling, Sunday feeling. Every day of the week you feel a certain way. And it typically, I would say from my perspective, it's usually the same. Every Sunday I feel a certain way. I feel like I want to go to church. I want some enlightenment. I'm tired from the whole week and I'm got to get prepared for the next week. Today's Saturday. Today I have it's an